Go live. And in today's video, instead of doing a premiere tonight, which we usually do at like 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, I'm actually making a live video. Why? Because I've never really gotten to engage with you guys one-on-one, so I'd love to hear comments and see how things are working for you, stuff you want to learn and hear. I'd be happy to show you guys, and you really get to see like a first-person view on what it's like shooting videos at Flying Wheels. And I have, as you can see, a topic, like a list of topics that I'm going to go through if you guys aren't answering questions. No, this is not an April Fool's joke, Ron. Unedited, just like we're going to rattle things off and show you Flying Wheels behind the scenes. My Google advocate or whatever from YouTube suggested I do more live videos. It helps connect with the audience more. Can you guys hear me, by the way? I don't know if this is actually working or if I'm just talking to myself. So tell me down below. Texas, can you guys hear me? Yeah, see, unedited. Where the sound at? Can you guys not hear me? Okay. Yes, you can hear me? Good. Hello? Yes, yes, yes. Awesome. All right, unedited. So you guys get to watch me like drink water and figure this out. All right, before I even dive into my comments that I'm going to go through, I'd love to hear some of your questions. So like, let's rattle one off real quick. What do you guys want to know about Flying Wheels real fast, and then I'll dive into this stuff. Shout out to Craig's wife. All right. Love your videos, man. Thank you very much. All these comments, I appreciate. I'm reading them all. Wow, Montana and Sweden, Florida. I'll actually be there Sunday. What part, Ron? What part of Florida? Audi is the devil. Yes, it is. All right, any questions before I dive into what I want to talk about? Loud and clear, perfect. Is a hot dog considered a sandwich? I mean, meat and bread, yeah, I would say it's a sandwich. I've never thought of it that way, though. Craig, would you ever go back to a bike focus? No. I actually have friends that have made a ton of money in motorcycles, and especially right now, this time of year, it's spring, people are thinking toys. Some people got their tax checks back, not a lot of people. Toys are like, it's like the most fun time. And people are buying motorcycles because it's fun, which makes it great. Like, it makes the job fun. Selling, honestly, Toyota Highlanders and like Ford Fusions isn't that glamorous. Do you believe trim level of a certain model makes it? Absolutely. So like Silverados over there, I buy a ton of Silverados, Tahoes, Suburbans. If they have cloth interior, they don't sell. Leather, trim packages, DVDs, yes, they sell like crazy. And yes, tax season was horrible, Daniel. So listen, I'm going to just run off some questions that I want to go through and topics that I want to discuss, and then I'm going to read your questions. I'm going to pronounce this incorrectly. Renat, sorry, I don't know how to read that. I am going to start a new $400 series, which is starting a whole new business, like whole new dealership. I have some news coming up and more videos, and instead of a Ferrari flip, we're actually going to start from scratch on a new car dealership for me. So yeah, that'll come out. So I want to talk about a few things, and if you saw my video before, it was like about all my hoopties. So like this Ford Thunderbird back here, I think I can reverse this camera so you don't have to stare at my face this whole time. Hang on a second. Wow, one of you guys from Russia? Hey, Igor. So this Ford Thunderbird is a 97 Ford Thunderbird, 4.6 liter V8. I bought this thing one night on ACV auctions because they saw it was short money. It came from North Carolina, and the rocker panels were solid, the floors were solid, had a V8. Like, these are cars in my head that I'm like, oh, I would love to make car videos of me restoring projects. I think it would be really fun, kind of like a gas monkey. I think I'm just going to dive right into like one of my bottom topics. I am not gas monkey. So I had these like illusions where I could create this gas monkey or counting cars type business, and it just it's just not really possible for me. I don't have the manpower, and it's not like Richard Rollins is the one rebuilding these cars. He has an entire shop, West Coast Customs. If you ever saw it, they have like an interior guy, they have a paint guy, they have a wheeler. Like I just don't have the manpower for those things. And that car and like the Impala SS over here isn't going to make any money for me. What will is like this Ram that I bought, fixed, cleaned, sold in a week. We're going to make a good amount of money on that, several $1,000s on one truck that I bought at a fair price. We did what it needed to make it inspectable. We detailed it, and then we sold it to somebody. They're going to get a good truck, and the turnaround is like a week. I go into the Ford Thunderbird, our turnaround is like months out, and there's just no money to be made at the end of that. How much is even a really, really clean Ford Thunderbird worth, which is another issue. So I have a video coming out soon, which is probably the end of this week or maybe next, is Let me turn the camera around. This right here is a 95 Buick Riviera. If you saw my auction video, what can we buy with $2,000? We bought a Buick Riviera. That car has a ton of issues that I just didn't really see, which is my fault. I didn't do my due diligence. I didn't look under the hood. I didn't look under the car. I just kind of bought spontaneously, and it was my fault. And again, how many people want to buy a 95 Buick Riviera? Many more people would prefer like Honda Pilot or Subaru Impreza. So let me answer some of your questions. What's up with the Audi? I'd buy it as is. I'll tell you what, in a rush, I lost the key to that Audi. I parked it, lost the key fob. It's $900. That was a month and a half ago. I just keep hoping that the key's going to show up, and it hasn't yet. So I'm going to suck it up and pay $900 for that key. Let me go through some of your questions. If you open a dealership in Florida, then you'll have to charge a $999 dealer fee, $28.95 dealer value added package, and we still have market adjustments. Don't buy cars. If that's how a dealership is going to treat you, don't buy cars like that from dealers. $199, $249 doc fee is reasonable. It covers plate, sticker, documentation, sending like title up to the state, travel back and forth to the DMV. Those are normal things. When you see dealer prep fees and like tinted window package or all those things are like extra add-ons to just boost profit and make money on the back end. Holy moly, that sun is right in my eyes. If a dealer is adding those things to you still, market adjustments, just walk away and go find a different dealer. It's not worth it for you. Are you streaming from your phone? Yes, I am streaming from my phone. Hopefully the service is decent enough for you guys. Best I can do on the Audi is tree fitting. Nope, sorry, not happening. What is the best small business tax benefit to having a dealer's license? Well, I'll do you right now. The best benefit of it is my dealer plate and my umbrella insurance. Here we go. That's a better spot. So my dealer plate and my umbrella insurance is by far the best perk. I can put a plate on any single car I want out here and just drive away. As long as it has an inspection sticker, I'm good to go. Whether it's a Ferrari or a Toyota Highlander, it's registered just with that plate. It's amazing. And I can drive across the country if I wanted to. So that is the best benefit. Tax benefits is just owning a small business in general. I can deduct a lot of things that you guys can't. So pre-tax. So if I have $100 and you have $100, you get a paycheck that's $100 minus your taxes. A customer pays us $100 for something, we can deduct the cost of doing business before we're taxed on that $100. So it might cost 80 or 70, so we'll get taxed on the 100 after expenses, which is a benefit to us. Fuel, insurance, internet, all those things are tax benefits. Vehicles, lease vehicles, we can lease our company cars and deduct that from our profits. So those are huge tax benefits. Now let's go through some more. What's up with this Impala? Watch this. Geez, I'm sorry you guys have to stare at my face for so long. All right, so this Impala SS is another video that I thought would just be neat. I paid like $1,500 for a 5.3 liter V8 Impala SS. It needs some paint. It has some rust down here. But to be quite honest with you, there are cars that just come in and are worth us working on sooner than this one because they'll sell quicker and they'll make more money. All right, so I'm going to go back to some of my topics that I wanted to discuss. When I first started this car dealership in 2010 in New Hampshire, I actually wrote some notes of what I wanted as a car dealer. Like what don't I want? What do I want? I don't want to be selling Ford Tauruses my whole life. Back then, that was like what the money makers were. I could spend $1,000 on a Ford Taurus, sell it for $2,000 quickly, and it made a lot of money. It did really, really well. I didn't want to sell $2,000 cars. So I got out of it, and I just found that slip recently, that my notes, my goals, my dreams from 14 years ago, and we really achieved it. We accomplished a lot in 14 years. We really grew the business. We finance now. We offer warranties, inspection stickers. We do subprime financing. So we really turned from what was like me working in a warehouse flipping cars into an actual running car dealership, which was really, really cool to find something from so long ago and turn it into what it is now. I'm going to just go down one more question. So I'll do mine, then yours, then mine, then yours. Don't let this distract you from the Hector comment, always in the comments. What did that conversion van sell for? So I bought a conversion van. We sold it for 20 grand, like in a heartbeat. And hang on, wait for this diesel to go by. I actually didn't want to sell it because it was my mobile office. I would park it over here, turn the heat on, recline it like my lazy boy. It was incredible. So what I wanted versus what it became, the YouTube videos turned the car dealership into like novelty. It turned more into a hobby for me because I started to make more money on YouTube than the car dealership. And then paying the employees and paying all the bills and the vendors, it started to take like back seats to making YouTube videos. And I started to accumulate a lot of nonsense. So I reevaluated everything in my life. What is important, what isn't important, and I think the Ferrari Flip series was good proof of excess. Hey, thanks for the mobile Agma. Cool, thanks for the $9.99. I really, really appreciate that. That's awesome. I love the donation. Thanks for that. I try to put everything out there for you guys, so I'm glad you appreciate it, and I appreciate that very much. Thank you. So I started to accumulate a lot of things that just didn't make sense, and I started to live in excess. And one day I looked around and realized I just have too many things. And I say it in my videos all the time, the things you own end up owning you. Does anybody know what video that is from? The more stuff I own, it just became a weight on my shoulders. So we're unloading everything. I'm going back to basics, which it actually says right here crossed off, back to basics. Going back to what sells, focus on the dealership, and changing my lifestyle too. There's a lot of nonsense that I have accumulated that I don't really need. And what it was to what it became isn't really what I wanted. And it's honestly starting to look a little grimy around here. Instead of a nice clean car lot that I had a dream for it to be, I have ratty old cars sitting around, and it's just not a good appearance. So that's kind of what I'm steering away from. All right, that was mine. Let me do one of yours. Can you make videos so they don't jump in the past, in the present, back to the future over and over again? That being said, repetitive is lowering the quality of your videos. You have the personality. Yes. So some of my videos last months. For example, let me turn the screen around one more time. This Audi, I bought this, and even the Porsche, I bought this in December. So I made a video starting in December. Then I have an update in January, then it's sat. I have an update from February, and now it's April. I lost the key for it. So sometimes these videos just hop around because if I tell a story today or if I tell the story at the end of the video, I might have to hop back because I don't know what the ending is gonna be. So sometimes I tell the story at the end of when the video and the car is already finished or when the car is sold. So I have to jump all the way back to the beginning and remember. So that's kind of why I repeat myself. If I'm walking around a parking lot and making one consistent video, the video is consistent. It makes sense and I'm not jumping back and forth. But if it's a car that lasts 4 or 5 months, then sometimes the story gets told and I have to chop it up a little bit, which will be, which will be this Land Rover. This Range Rover is a supercharged 5-liter V8, Brembo brakes, tow package, air suspension. I had huge hopes for a video for this car. I paid $2,000 for it, and unfortunately it's been sitting here since November. So that video will be multiple pieces from fall, winter to spring. All right, I'm going to answer one more of your questions. Does your course cover loopholes in such states for avoiding actually having to rent a warehouse with garage? Yeah, it does. And if you watch our other channel with my brother Adam, I think it's called Start Your Dealership, something like that. We have another YouTube channel, Adam and I, my brother, and he got his dealer's license from his house. That was one of the loopholes we discussed. So if you want to learn more about that stuff, I'm not going to try to sell you things. You can go to startyourdealership.com, and that's a full-blown course with everything. Adam did it, and I walked him through, and he got his dealer's license within months. All right, so I wanted to talk about, I talked about excess. I want to slow down. I have, if any of you guys are entrepreneurs, you're probably a hustler. You're always looking for the next best thing. What else can I do? How can I improve myself? When is it enough? It's never enough. If you're an entrepreneur, it's never enough. You've accomplished your goal and it turns into, okay, cool, what's next? I make YouTube videos, and I remember we made a crazy amount of money one month. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. I'm high. This is incredible. And then it turned into the standard. Oh, okay, now I need to make this much all the time. So as I would call it an entrepreneur, you're constantly thinking about what the next thing is. What is the next thing you're gonna do? I'm doing well, but how do I do better? And now I finally realize, let's start to slow things down. Why do I need to go 100 miles an hour all the time when I could, like I hustled, I did a lot, I've accomplished a lot. Maybe it is, you can slow down and not have to be 100 miles an hour all the time, and that's what I'm trying to achieve. Like now, I'm going to start unloading things, I'm going to start to slow things down and really focus on stuff that makes me happy and making better content for you guys. All right, that was my question. Let's go to your question. What phone are you using? I use a Galaxy S23 Ultra. It shoots in 8K, and I love this. I can edit easily, add music, so that was a quickie. 5K for the limo. Oh, geez. Low ballers. 5K for the limo isn't going to happen. It's 10K, or whatever. I'll sell it for 8,500. It has 13,000 miles for that limo. I can't sell it for less than that though. Do you have a good experience with Airbnb? I did. I just didn't. I would use a property manager. I didn't like the phone calls when I had my rental property up at the lake. I didn't like the phone calls at midnight from drunk guests saying, "Hey, I can't figure this out." That got annoying. What would be the best way to diagnose a check engine light on a Volkswagen Passat? Oh my, I've done so many videos on those. I have some serious OBD2 scanners, like Bluetooth ones, that have VAGCOM. I think my top scan does VAGCOM, so check that. Now, I'm gonna go for a couple more and then answer some of my questions. Actually, let me go all the way to the bottom. Do you guys like these live videos? Because I'll do more of these if you're enjoying them. Hold your phone sideways so the screen's bigger. It doesn't do it anymore. I would have held my phone this way, but YouTube changed it, so I have to hold it like this now. Craig, you live on the East Coast. Can a guy potentially export hoopties in bulk? I guess I could. I would love to export all my hoopties, get them the heck out of here. Hey, your name's Joaquin, I think. Joaquin Mojado, $10. That's cool, man. Thanks. I really appreciate that. Thank you for this. I didn't even know that was an option to like donate money for these videos, so that's really cool of you to do that. AutoZone does it for free at the store. Danger, but yeah, so AutoZone does like basic diagnosis. There are scan tools that aren't too expensive that you can do yourself. You can get them yourself on Amazon. I do those videos all the time. And also when I promote those, they're products that I actually use. So I love those scanners, jump packs, tire inflators, those things I use every single day. Where are you coming? I'm going to Orlando this Sunday. I'll be at the Orlando Auto Auction Monday night. I will be at the Manheim auction on Tuesday, and then the Manheim Central Florida auction Wednesday. So if any of you guys are there, I'll be there. Come say hello. The live is great. Paul. That's awesome. I'm glad you guys are joining me on live. I've never done it. I'll do it more if you guys are into it. Let me answer some of your questions. How do you keep up with these questions and film it? I'm getting good at it. I hold my camera all the time, so I'm getting good at holding a camera and answering questions. It's a little cold, so I'm probably shivering. So if the camera's shaking, that's why. I love your videos. You gave me inspiration to sell cars because I watch to see what goes on and doesn't. You're awesome. Well, thank you very much for the compliment. I'm going to go into some more of my stuff and then scroll down again. We talked about not being gas monkey. All right, so during COVID, we're going to get into like taking losses now. During COVID, every car dealer was making tons and tons of money. So it was just people come in, will you negotiate? No, there's low inventory, and they say, okay, here's the money, buy it, easy. It was like fish in a barrel, literally. I never used that term, I don't think, before, but it was that simple. People come on the lot, if you have the car, they buy it, first person, it's gone. It was awesome. It was like the wild, wild west of like selling things for realtors as well. Now everything's slowed down significantly. So prices have drastically changed. Dealers can own inventory for too much money. I'm sure I have some of that stuff here, like that Titan right there. I'll use that silly Titan again for an example. I own that Titan for too much money, and I'm just gonna have to take that white Audi. I own that white Audi e-tron for way too much money, and I'm just going to have to take a loss, suffer it, get through it, and if I want another Audi, I could buy another one for the discounted price. I have to get rid of this Titan because it's tying up, I think, like $18,000, and I could have bought and sold 4 cars by now with that $18,000. So fortunately for me, which is going to sound, I hope it doesn't come off wrong, but I don't need the $18,000. So it just has unfortunately been sitting here. When I first started, or like my brother Adam, he has a certain budget. I think he started with $10,000 or $15,000, and if he's sitting on a car for too long, or if you as a new car guy, flipper, dealer, whatever, are sitting on cars for too long, that's like money burning a hole in your pocket, and it's not making you any money. So that truck is depreciating by the day, not making me money, tying up money tying up real estate, like property. Every spot costs me money. So sometimes it's worth taking the loss, which is probably one of those, and the e-tron. I'm just going to have to take the loss, move on, and use that money to generate a new profit. And the idea I say in a lot of my videos is you have to win more than you lose. So sure, I'm going to lose like $20,000, $30,000 on that e-tron, but we'll free up maybe 50 or 60,000 so I can roll it into the next car that will make me profit. So do I sit on a like a flaming ball, I don't know, like something that's on fire and just keep letting it burn, or do I unload it and then use what's left towards something else and I can profit off it? That's the idea. So I answered one of my questions. Let me go. I like the live video, but got to sit at your desk, so I'm not moving around. All right, so let's go in the office. I'll sit down and answer some more questions for you. Let me see. How old are you, if you don't mind? That's a secret for me. I'm not going to tell you guys, and you're probably going to guess older than I really am. Can I get a shout out, please? Yeah, Alicia's ASMR. Shout out to you. Love the live. Good, I'm glad. I'll do more of these if you guys want more of these. Let me give you an honorable mention. That right there is my Honda CB125 that Papa Al bought me for my first birthday. So that I'm the original owner of it. I learned how to ride a motorcycle on it. My brother and sister and mother all learned how to ride a motorcycle on it. 961 original miles. My Honda Goldwing right there. I took that to Sturgis with my son and Papa Al this August. I love these two, but again, it's like nonsense. I'm going to sell the Goldwing. It's just taking up space, tying up money. We got to move on and clear up some inventory and free up some money. So, more videos like this. Okay, Rich, I will do more videos like this. Let's keep going. Come on over, brother. I run in both Orlando and Central Florida. Maybe we can get some wholesale content. Oh, cool. Luis, if you see me there next week, let me know. So I'm going to go down these and answer one more question. I'm going to answer my question, then you. You think car and house prices will go back to the beginning? Yes, Jose Perez. So I do think that car prices have already gone down, and car prices is an indicator of real estate. I always say this. So car prices are the first to increase. Car prices are the first thing to decrease. And it's an indicator of what is happening in the market. So this is probably the most informative segment of this video. And unfortunately, we're 22 minutes in. I should have led with this one, but that's a great question. So when the economy is doing really, really well, people have a surplus of cash, I see car prices go up, especially with toys, motorcycles, boats, jet skis, campers, all the unnecessary things. And then they're the first to go when people need their money, when people are worried, scared, or the economy is like on the decline. Car prices have gone down tremendously, but not just car prices, like car sales have completely plummeted. Tax season, like I make almost a year's worth of my money during tax season, and this year has been the slowest I have ever seen. Now we're going into an election year. That always affects it. People aren't getting what they thought they were getting back in their tax returns. And I think, honestly, people are holding on to their cash a little bit longer than they were before. So all of that is an indicator of the car market. Now, the real estate market, I just happened to be, teaser, I wasn't going to say this, but I happened to be house shopping in Florida, and prices are like absurd. I lived there in 2005, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and prices were absurd back in 2005, 6, and 7. And it just didn't make sense. Like, how can you afford a house at this price? It doesn't make sense. I was down there, and once again, it doesn't make sense. I was looking at houses that were $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 back in 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17. They've tripled in price. So 3-bedroom, 3-bath homes, yeah, they're beautiful, were $1.5 million. And that's not, how did $1 million to $1.5 million become normalized? We've somehow normalized $1,500 a month car payments and $1.5 million houses with 7 and 8% interest rates. Ridiculous. And nothing like that is sustainable. And especially for younger people, like I fortunately have been working for a long time, have accumulated some type of savings. I'm not buying $1.5 million house, by the way, don't get me wrong. It just doesn't make sense. When you look at things and they don't make sense, consider that. It has to come down. I know everybody, realtors want to tell you, oh yeah, it's a great time to buy. I disagree. I'm not quite sure that we're there yet, and we should start to see a decline. Again, it's happening to cars. It will most likely happen to real estate as well. All right, another one of your questions. In order to buy, even a $1 million home, you have to find a situation where someone is losing a massive amount of equity in the transfer of their home. Yeah, so everyone has an insane amount of equity in their home, and they just want to cash out. So when people start taking losses, then we'll start to see the price of the housing market go down. And what I saw in the neighborhood I loved was, yeah, everyone was at $1 million to $1.5 million, but there were like 17 or 18 homes for sale in that one little area. So if those houses aren't selling, people are going to have to start fighting each other to get rid of their house by lowering their prices. So that's a good indicator of what's going to happen. Ninja Warrior, Schneider Famous. Ninja Warrior is not going to happen because I am old. My kids aren't that into it anymore. So I am a retired Ninja Warrior, but thanks for asking. Your best stuff shows it all home. Wait, you're the best. You show it all: home stuff, car stuff, boat stuff, and the good. Oh, bad boy. Cool. Thanks a lot. Let me see. Ninja Dad. Wow, you've been around for a while, Schneider Famous. Thank you. Same here in Holland. Car sales coming down. Worldwide problem. Wow, that's good to know. I didn't realize that it's worldwide, so it affects everybody. Have you been to a Copart in Dubai? No. So Tanmay Guar. I'm sorry that I'm saying these names wrong. I am going to Copart next week, which is why I will be in Orlando. So I'm going to do an Orlando Copart auction. I've never been to a Copart auction. They invited me to come out and walk the lot. I'm hoping to find some pretty cool supercars, some high-end stuff, some interesting crashes. So we'll probably do a live next Tuesday at the Copart auction, and then I'll shoot like an actual content video for the Copart, which will come out in the next few weeks. You're the best. You show it all. Cool. Thank you very much again. My father used my social security number for his business, and IRS has been after me for $300K after 9 years. Jeez, that is not a question for me, and I'm sorry that happened to you. Hey, Craig, big fan. Thanks. Keep it up. I'm in Florida. Homes aren't cheap. Yeah, Michael, they are not. I'm going to go over another one. We talked about can't win. We have to talk about having to take losses. Spend too much time. So I wrote here, spending too much time. So yeah, so I'm trying to find balance. I have 3 kids. And we talked about how as an entrepreneur, you're constantly looking for like the next big thing. What's my next big adventure? And my kids are getting older. I've been blessed enough to have a lot of freedom with them, have spent a lot of time with my kids, and I've never missed a wrestling meet or a basketball game or a baseball game. I've been able to coach their events. I was able to do Ninja Warrior stuff with them. So my kids have always been my priority. And I think part of being the entrepreneur, the reason I started my businesses was because freedom was more important than working 60, 70 hours a week. Although as an entrepreneur, a business owner, I work 60 to 70 hours a week. So what I normally do, transitioning into my schedule now, I wake up, I go to the gym at 5:30, I'm home by 7, get my son on the bus for 8, and then I'll come back and create some content, converse with my editor, because my editor's overseas that does all my videos. So the only time we can chat is like the cross between night and day for the two of us. So it's like 10 to midnight and then like 6 to 9 a.m. So I'm going back and forth with my editor till 9. I come into work for 10, work in the shop, shoot videos, answer emails, do all my accounting. Lauren runs the shop. Dave and Devin are in there taking care of things. And then I get home or go to my sports with my kids, have dinner with my family, which is always the most important, put them to bed. Each kid has their own bedtime routine with me, and then back on the computer, editing videos, uploading things, chatting with my editor until typically 11 o'clock at night. So when I say I didn't want to work 60 to 70 hours a week, I do. I just don't do it like you're 9 to 5 or 9 to 6. I break up my schedule quite a bit, and I'm able to do that. But if I didn't work that many hours, none of this would get done. And essentially I'm working like 3 jobs, because you have the car dealership, you have the YouTube videos, creating content, and then I also have like my brand sponsors. So a lot of companies will reach out to us and sponsor our videos. So we have to shoot content and go back and forth with them. So it's a lot of work. How was your brother, Zach, how was your brother able to open a dealership out of his house? In Minnesota, the property is required to be zoned retail auto sales. So if you follow our other channel, which I think it's called Start Your Dealership, I'll put it in the description. I'll put a link in the description. So my brother lives on a main road, and it wasn't zoned commercial, but it's a main road. So we were able to get an exception, a special exception for him to qualify for the residency or qualify for the zoning. And once the town approved it, we had to go in front of the planning board, the zoning board. They both approved it. You submit it to the state, and the state had to come out and approve it as well. So Adam has like gold right now. He's working from home, and it's working out really, really well for him. And he's actually like I think the whole process took 3-4 months, and he's already sold a bunch of cars and making money. So good for him. You inspired me to buy cars over the last year. I bought 6 cars from Copart, have been successful so far. So I actually have never bought anything off Copart, and that will be next week. I'm going to experience the whole thing next week, and you guys will be able to join it with us. C5 Corvette values up or down? We're Schneider famous. We're going to find out because my grandparents in Florida, I was there last week actually. My grandparents in Florida bought a brand new Corvette, C5 Corvette in 2004. They're getting older. They wanted to sell it. I bought it from them. I'm bringing it to the Barrett-Jackson auction the end of this month. So that will be a video coming out too. We're going to find out if we can make any money. And if we make any money, so I already bought it off them. If we make any money on the Corvette, I'm just going to split it with them. They don't actually know that yet. So I'm going to surprise them and split whatever we make if we make anything at the Barrett-Jackson auction. 2018 had active fuel management. You can turn off, but will not keep the lifters from failing. You need to replace the lifters, solenoids, and tune the ECU. I actually didn't know that, Gavin. I have an OBD plug that I plug in that shuts off the active fuel management, but I didn't realize it still causes the lifter issue. Some of the best ever made, the 4.8 and 5.3s, yeah, the older ones, like up to 13, were pretty reliable. We're talking about GM engines right now. Hey, what's up, man? I love your videos. The Ferrari, I've seen the Ferrari flip. I'm a car salesman privately. Angelo, thank you very much. Let me see if there's anything else I want to chat about real quick, because I did write a bunch of topics. We talked about losing money and making money. Make more than you lose, and then you'll be winning, right? So someone once told me a long time ago, you make your $1 million over time, not every time. So, and my father always said slow and calculated growth. So I don't plan on making, and never did I plan on making the $1 million right away. It was always like a trickle effect or a snowball effect. You make your money over time, not every time. Make a little bit at a time. And when your expenses are this and your income is this, your income will grow more than your expenses. And one day you'll look and notice that you aren't poor anymore, which is kind of neat. The series is Unleading Hoopties. Okay, so I want you guys to bear with me through these hoopties. I did a video on all my junk cars. This is part of that series, actually. And I'm going to show you in an upcoming video my Buick Riviera, that supercharged V6, kind of a cool car. The T-Bird, the Range Rover, the Cougar. I'm unloading everything. I already sold the Celica. That was a 95 Celica 5-speed that was really, really nice, but needed some love. Sold it already. So like probably a 2, 3, 4 video series is getting rid of these hoopties. And then we're going to restart, refresh, and we're going to get back into like old content that we used to do. I've been talking for 32 minutes. I can't believe that I'm still going. Clearly, I talk too much. All over Florida, real estate is hot and high. Your videos are interesting. Keep on coming. Yeah, you know what? Honestly, too high. The Florida real estate market is too high. So I'm probably going to rent something. Where's the best place to sell cars if you're a small car dealer? Honestly, I live and work in a very, very small town in New Hampshire. Everything is based on the internet now, so it really doesn't matter where you are if you're marketing your cars correctly. Facebook Marketplace is the biggest pain in the butt, but it works. And if you have your patience, if you have the patience for people, it works, and continue. And it's free, so how can you complain about free? I do have Cars.com, Kelley Blue Book, Auto Trader, Cars for Sale. I got rid of Car Gurus because they tripled my price on me, and I gave them the boot because F you guys, if you're going to charge me triple, I don't need you. And it's been 6 or 7 months without them, and we're still alive. So Car Gurus, when you lower your prices back to normal, like every other vendor, maybe I'll come back. Where's the best place to sell cars? We just did that. You inspired me to never buy a foreclosed property. That video was insane. Yeah, my lake house. But you know what? We made money off it at the end. So let's get into that. Professional problem solver. I consider myself a professional problem solver. And when you can do that, you can be somewhat successful. There are people that are excuse finders, and there are people that are problem solvers, solution finders. So any situation I'm in, which is a pretty common theme in my videos, I buy things that have problems and I find the solution for them typically. Like our lake house, it was a disaster. I found the solution for it. We solved the problem. We sold it. We had a blast in it for 3 summers, and then we sold it for a profit. So all was great because I didn't give up. I persevered. Perseverance is probably the key word there. The boat videos, the boat series, had a new engine, had a new hull, sold it, made a profit on it, had fun, made some videos with it. That could have been a disaster nightmare, and I could have let it go and just taken a beating, lost a ton of money on it, but I didn't. I found solutions for it. I kept moving forward, and it worked out for the positive for us. Craig, awesome channel, by the way. I'm in Florida. Do you rent a lot in order to get a dealer's license? Yeah, I did. Originally, I rented my car lot to get my dealer's license in Florida and in New Hampshire. Both were industrial buildings. Actually, one was a storage facility in Florida and an industrial building here, which we now own. I own the entire building. So starting the car dealership in that 1,200 square foot unit made enough money for the SBA to qualify me to buy the entire building. So huge advances just from, again, persevering and slow calculated growth. Any market for European cars that weren't offered in the US? Yeah, I mean, I do Japanese. Adam, my brother, does Japanese imports. I don't know enough about imports from European markets to even say what they're worth, so I would stay away from that. I buy what I know, which is another topic. Buy what you know. I know Silverados, I know Tahoes, I know Suburbans. I know not to buy Ford Expeditions. Some people know Corollas and Civics and Camrys. Buy what you know and just keep repeating the process. It's that simple. So like, that's it. I think I just said it. Repeat the process. Let me see here. Thoughts on the 2014 I don't know enough about Subarus. I try not to buy Subarus. Been 20 years in the repair and sales business, trying to transition to sales 100%. Any tips? Yes. Angel Rivera. So that's a great topic. I'm going to read this again. Been 20 years in the repair and sales business, trying to transition into sales 100%. Any tips to stay profitable? When I started this business, auto repair supplemented my lack of sales. So if we had a slow month, auto repair always supplemented. Auto repair was a ton of work. People were a huge pain in the butt. If they came in for wiper replacement and their brakes started squealing a week later, guess what? It was your fault that their brakes are squealing. I don't know what you did when you did my wipers, but now it needs brakes. It was just too much work. It was too much liability. It was nickel and diming all the time. People always negotiating over something little. I got rid of it. And there's an 80-20 rule. When you get rid of 80% of your headaches, the 20% get better. So, where's that backwards? Shoot, did I just say that wrong? I forget, whatever. The 80-20 rule is real though. So I got rid of auto repair, and the car dealership just supplemented the loss that I wasn't making anymore from auto repair, just took off. So get rid of your headaches and focus on what is making you money. If you have pain in the butt customers, get rid of them and focus on your great customers who probably aren't going to complain about prices, pay more money, give you more work, be more loyal to you. All right, let's shoot all the way down. A lot of you have answered questions. What's wrong with Subarus? Kaon? I don't like Subarus in general. I know they have head gasket issues. The timing belts always have to be replaced. Typically, it's like kids beating the crap out of them. If I see a Cobb tuner decal on it or something, I don't buy Subarus. They're too much maintenance. So I just stay away, especially like between rod knock and the head gaskets and all that. I don't buy them. Got a Bentley Coupe from, honestly, I would buy another Bentley Continental GT. I'd probably get a convertible if I could find another one. Hondas and Toyotas sell well. So here's another topic. Hondas and Toyotas sell well, but Honda and Toyotas sell high. Like even at the auction, it's difficult to buy a clean Honda and Toyota at a reasonable price. A lot of times they're going for retail because you get the buy here, pay here people that will buy them and sell them for way too much money, or you'll get exporters that'll ship them out. A lot of people buy them for themselves. So it's hard to actually get a great deal as a dealer on Hondas and Toyotas. And then honestly, I don't want to say this the wrong way, so I have to think of how to say it. The demographic that buys Hondas and Toyotas are a pain in the butt for me. They're a pain in the butt for me. And I would like to choose who I work with. So I know the vehicles that I like to sell, and I know the demographic that's easier to work with. I hope I said that right without sounding like a jerk. I get to choose who I want to work with, and I like that. Do you have any transmission problems? Yes, Wayne, I just did a transmission on a Silverado. I expect that on anything over 130,000 miles. And if it doesn't need a transmission in my Silverados, Tahoes, and Suburbans, I consider myself lucky. Also, when I'm looking, I look underneath the car to see if that transmission looks new or recently replaced, or if there's a like a tag or a decal on it to see if it's a newer transmission. Service records in the glove box too. When they're running through the auction, they don't announce that the transmission's been done. But if you do your due diligence, sometimes it'll say it on Carfax, sometimes there'll be receipts in the glove box, and then you get lucky and nobody else knows about it. Sounds like I should use Facebook Marketplace to sell my 99 SLK 230 with 111,000 miles. Yeah, that price is fair, Ron. And good luck, because marketplace is kind of a pain in the butt. I have a 95 Honda Accord for sale with 160K, no issues. I can't get 2,000, 2,500. Angelo, that is a ridiculously low price. If your 95 Honda Accord is clean, any clean running Honda is worth $3,000 right now. Audi is great, but expensive repairs, yes. That's why I don't buy a lot of them. I also fly to West Palm, and pawn shops drive them. Yeah, I go to West Palm regularly. I'm going there Sunday. No, I'm going there at the end of the month. I did not say, Carlos, any ethnicity, because I did not want to offend anybody. That is not what I was referring to, though, just so you know. I actually, I'm not going to get into that topic, but there are certain people that I love working with. Do you ever see Jeep Trackhawks? Rarely. Rarely do I see them. Don't buy a Subaru. Craig isn't wrong. Yeah, thank you very much. I have a 2022 Porsche Taycan Cross Turismo. I'm interested. Hit me up on my website. Thank you very much. All right, I'm going to scroll down, answer a couple more questions, and then get off because it's been 40 minutes already. Hey, Greg, I've got an '08 BMW. Let's skip past BMWs. I don't buy them. I've had too many problems. I remember the vlog episodes a few years ago. What's the best way to get auction access? You got to get your dealer's license. So I'll do this last topic, and then we'll just call it quits from there unless I see something that's really, really amazing. Getting access to a dealer auction, these are super limited access. So much that they don't even really want cameras in a lot of them. So if you don't see me bidding in lanes, it's because those auctions ask me to not film in lane. A lot of those prices are private. I pay a lot of money every single month to have a dealer's license to maintain a dealership. So if people are just getting in, it takes away from the integrity of the auction. We're car dealers, so the word integrity, I get it, and it's kind of a whatever. So getting access to the auction, like sometimes if you have a friend that has a dealer's license, they'll take you. I will not. And when people ask me, I say, listen, you're going to buy a car. First of all, I'm going to take you to the auction. You're going to have to pay cash because we can't finance you. Everything I buy, I'm buying outright. I either put on my floor plan or I'm paying cash for. So you as a consumer, you think like, oh, okay, Craig's going to buy me that car and then we'll finance it. No, I have to put all my own money out there for you and then hope you buy the car. And then what happens is you're going to look at 1,000 cars. You're going to get overwhelmed. And there might be 3 that you really like. So the first one, you don't want to miss out on the first one, but it might not be the one. So you're going to pass it. And then you're going to wish you bid on it and you didn't. So then the second car goes through and you're like, oh man, I don't want to miss this one. I'm going to bid on this one. Then you got caught up in the bidding. So you get caught up in the bidding because you're not used to it and you go higher than you want to spend and you spend more money on that car. Then it goes through and you get buyer's remorse. And you're like, oh geez, I really wanted the third one. Now I'm stuck with the second one. And then the third one goes through for probably less than the second one, and that was more likely the car you wanted. So now you leave with a car that you have to pay cash for on the spot, uninspected, not detailed. You don't know repairs, like what repairs it is going to need, and you end up getting the car that you didn't actually want, which is usually that third car. So you either leave empty-handed or you get the car you didn't want. You paid too much money for it. You don't know what repairs it needs. You're an uneducated buyer. And you end up paying more money for it anyway, so you end up paying retail. So it is actually better to buy from a dealer that services them, does the detailing, does the inspections. So anything on my lot, on my website, is typically like we went through the entire car. So you're getting something decent. Versus when you buy like I buy, you're not used to that as a consumer. So you're expecting it to be the one on the front line out here, not realizing I've spent $1,500 on that car and probably 25 man hours or more on that vehicle to get it there. And a lot of people don't realize that that's what it takes to get a car, what they call retail ready. They're just hoping they're buying a retail ready car at the auction. The other thing on the dealer side and why I don't take them, it consumes my whole day. So that is my day where I make my money. They call it, they say you make money on the purchase, not on the sale. So I buy my cars right. And when I'm spending all my day or my whole day or all my time on you, showing you that one car as a favor, because if I charge you anything, you're probably going to be offended. And Craig's such a dick. He charged me $500 to take me to the auction. When ultimately I spent my entire day, or any other dealer spends their entire day focusing on you, helping you get the car you want, taking the attention away from me when I would go buy 4 or 5 cars. And let's just say it's $1,000 per car that I would make, which is low. That's a $5,000 day for me. So if I bring a friend to the auction, don't charge them, so do it for free, it actually costs me $5,000, and then they're typically not completely content with the car. So that's why I don't usually bring people to the auction. I just say no. Plus, It's not allowed anyway. It's frowned upon significantly. You're not supposed to bring people. It's like auction policy. All right, one more question. I'm going to call it. Would you be interested in a videographer for help? My son graduated from Endicott with a degree in videography. I actually have some videographers when I want to do some good content, but thank you very much. He can reach out to me if he's local. Probably get 10 to 15K. All right, so one more question, and then we're going to call it quits. If somebody wants to get in the business, what's the app you use to see the... Okay, so this one's an easy one. Starkscapes LLC. I use a product called Laser Appraiser. It's the VinScanner app. So if you ever see me scanning barcodes on a car, I scan the barcode. It comes up with all my values, like Kelley Blue Book, JD Power, the Manheim Market Report. It gives me a Carfax. It gives me an auto check. I pay for each of those services, though. It basically tells me what I should pay for it, what I should sell for it, and then it gives me a vehicle history report. So it makes it like I can almost be a slightly uneducated buyer because I can know what I should pay based on what other dealers are paying and what I should sell it based on what other dealers are selling it for. The only thing I don't know is the cost of repairs. So what is the recon cost going to cost me? So I have to take that into consideration. Do I want to pay more for it? Do I want to pay less on it based on its condition? All right, everybody, I am 45 minutes in. If you're still here, thank you so much. I have never done a live video like this, and I really enjoyed answering questions for you. So if you want me to do them regularly, I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom. Let's just tell me right now. All right, Greg, I'll answer this last one question. Why do you feel the need to have a car for every event? Concert car, ice cream car, Sunday morning drive car? Greg, you're spot on. And I think it's just because they make me happy. It was both my son's birthdays last week. I took them and their friends each separately out for their birthday in a limo. It's cool to have, like, hey, let's take the limo. I love that. Didn't tie up a ton of money, and it's because it's expendable cash, I guess. If I was tight, I would get rid of all those things. I didn't need the money. I bought a limo. I didn't need the money. I bought a bus. But again, they accumulated. I don't need all those things. So Greg, I will be getting rid of those things. App again is called Laser Appraiser. And if you mention Flying Wheels, you'll actually get a discount on trying, like a free month or something to try it out. Laser Appraiser. So yeah, you can download it on like iOS and Android if you wanted to do it. Because I can, yeah. So do you guys like these live events? I'll probably do one next Tuesday at a Copart auction. If yeah, awesome. Everybody says, yeah, live show. That's great. Okay, so I will. So next Tuesday, we'll have a regular video featured Monday night next week. We'll have a regular video featured this Thursday night. And then next Tuesday during the day, I'll do a live Copart auction, probably put it on my story so you guys get notifications for it. And you get to see what the Copart auction is live. So thanks for watching. I bought a hearse. Yeah, I've had a hearse too. Guys, this is awesome. Thank you so much for joining. I really, really appreciate it. I enjoyed that we got to finally interact and not just do it on live premieres. Yes, it is, Chris, for dealers only. There will be no video tonight, and that's one of the reasons why I went live. I'm way behind on videos. I have a bunch in the swing, but not ready. So we get to do it live. Thanks for watching, everybody. I really appreciate this. I don't say this enough. The support, every time you watch a view, that is you, like every time I get a view, every time you watch a video, that is you supporting my channel. And I really, really appreciate that very much. Those thumbs ups, like the likes, they're huge for me. They mean a ton. They really help the algorithm. And then everything you do allows me to do what I do. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it, everybody. I'll see you all later. Adios. Now I have to figure out how to shut this off.